When you meet Pakistanis to be out loud outside in different country, I've met someone in Bali, I've met someone in Dubai, I've met people different places, and back in the day, it was very much about the fact that okay, you know what? We both are very similar in terms of our culture, in terms of how we look, but it is our government, right? But during Operation Sindoor and during Pahalgam attack, this came like just it's shattered because all the people that I knew also on my Instagram, they decided to take up the fight on behalf of the government, saying, no, what you are seeing is different, what we are seeing is different, what you're posting on your socials is different than what we know. Maybe you don't know this, and they were throwing out the facts on us. So disinformation happened from both the sides, right? And I'm sure, like I said, two sides of the coin. So let's talk about, were there any disinformation from the India side to the world to the neighbor country?
I think there was a lot of disinformation from Indian side also. But however, when we are talking of two sides, somewhere we start equating two sides.
Sure.
But imagine this in a country where terrorist organizations are roaming freely, where they are recruiting freely, openly.
Yeah,
So
where the
Jamaat-ud-Dawa,
military-led.
Jamaat-ud-Dawa, Lashkar-e-Taiba, they openly recruit, they openly hold rallies, they openly talk against India. And when something like this happens, at least as humanity, you can be from anywhere. But if innocents are being attacked and killed, I think there is no perspective to it. It's just a perspective that innocents should not be targeted, right?
Absolutely.
So there are no two equal sides here, at least when it comes to terrorism. And that should be very clear, that this is a non-negotiable. And this is a non-negotiable across all the world. However, if you see that somewhere in Pakistan, whosoever must be your Instagram friends, if they do not have this perspective, there is something seriously wrong with their humanity. Now, while this happened, this information was also coming from our side. Like, people were putting up videos wherein they said that INS Vikrant has destroyed the Karachi port. And what had been done was there was some probably old video from a BLM riot somewhere in the US. And it was shown in such a way where there was probably a video where something near a port had happened, and it was shown as Karachi port. Now, immediately then people started debunking it from both sides. In India also people were debunking it, saying that, okay, this is warmongering, this should not be done. India also, there were elements who were saying that there's a revolt in Pakistani army against Asim Munir, and fake screenshots of people from army, and videos are being posted, which probably must have had an effect of demoralizing the other side. So while disinformation was going on, in fact, our media also was slightly complicit in it, that they were showing exaggerated claims of victory, and were showing that Indian army has entered here, or various other things. And these are not good, because war is very serious business. And I'll tell you, in this time of, real-time information, people expect everybody to be, it's not a match which people are seeing, and that, you're watching scores.
People are dying.
Yeah, so that kind of expectation is wrong. And that kind of expectation, somewhere it starts being fed even by our traditional media and by TV. And you had, as you're saying, screaming anchors which were dishing out disinformation. So there was disinformation which was getting generated in India also. There was disinformation which was getting generated in Pakistan. At least in Pakistan, however, they have a disinformation machinery, in the sense that the state has a wing which creates disinformation. They have this DGISPR, which has things like call centers, which has editing rooms, which has people on paid roles, which has accounts, which runs bot accounts, which has paid trolls doing this. So they do it in a very systematic and organized manner, because they believe in the value of information warfare. In fact, there is a report to the Pakistani, their legislature is called Senate, and there's a report to the Senate where they are talking about how to drive dissensions in India, how to find what are the cracks in Indian polity, in Indian society. Imagine this. It's a governmental report.
There's an intelligence, like of a lot of military and intelligence goes behind what India is doing today at that side. And that's been there for years. Now, I mean, see, there are screaming wars from both the sides, right? people trolling each other, people writing things to each other. But it has a lot to do with brainwashing. What you're fed as a normal public. What am I fed?
You look at the syllabus in Pakistan,
Yeah.
right?
I haven't. Have you?
Oh, you should look at the books which they teach in history books in Pakistan, right? It is very strange that they feel that their country has existed for so many years and not in 1947, right? They believe that their country has existed for some thousands of years.
They also have a lot of West influence, to be fair.
Fair enough. So somewhere when you become a client state, like of America or of China, then you're going to be utilized against somebody or the other. So see, when in 80s, when Russia was having a presence in Afghanistan, then probably the US interests were using Pakistan as a frontline
Yeah.
state against, let's say, the Soviet dominance in this region, because here was China, which was communist. India was there, and then they wanted to use Pakistan to stop the spread of communism, because the Cold War was all about communism versus this democracy capitalism front. Today is free for all.